As we age, the temptation to slow down physically can feel natural, even expected. But among the world's longest-lived individuals, including centenarians in places like Sardinia, Icaria, and Salento, Italy, a different pattern emerges. Daily movement remains a constant, woven effortlessly into daily life. These individuals are not running marathons or lifting weights in gyms. Rather, they walk up hills, tend gardens, carry groceries, climb stairs, and move rhythmically through routines that blend work, tradition, and purpose. Far from being trivial, these simple, consistent acts of movement have profound effects on both brain and heart health, helping to preserve their biological youth long after the body's chronological age has passed. Regular physical activity remains one of the most reliable interventions for slowing the aging process. At the neurological level, moderate exercise stimulates neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections and repair itself. This is especially important as we age, since cognitive decline is often accelerated by reduced blood flow, loss of neural flexibility, and inflammation in the brain. Even light aerobic movements such as walking, dancing, or Tai Chi has been shown to boost levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a molecule that acts like fertilizer for brain cells. BDNF enhances the growth of new neurons in the hippocampus, the part of the brain associated with memory and learning, and plays a protective role against diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. In centenarian populations, movement is deeply embedded in daily rhythms, which likely sustains high BDNF levels and supports lifelong cognitive resilience. These individuals often continue to make decisions, handle household responsibilities, socialize, and contribute meaningfully to family or community life well into their 90s and beyond. Their brains remain engaged and physically supported by strong neural circuitry that has been exercised, quite literally, for a lifetime. Equally important is what happens to the cardiovascular system with regular movement. Exercise stimulates better circulation, improves endothelial function, and maintains the elasticity of blood vessels. This is crucial because vascular aging is a major contributor to cognitive decline and frailty. As arteries stiffen with age, blood pressure tends to rise, and the ability to deliver oxygen and nutrients to tissues, including the brain, diminishes. But consistent physical activity helps mitigate this by preserving nitric oxide production, reducing inflammation, and improving the efficiency of the heart as a pump. Even among individuals of advanced age, the benefits are clear. Older adults who engage in daily walking or low-impact aerobic activity have better heart rate variability, lower resting heart rates, and improved blood lipid profiles. Studies show that centenarians who remain physically active also tend to have lower markers of vascular inflammation and a reduced burden of atherosclerosis. These benefits don't just extend life, they preserve vitality, enabling older individuals to remain independent, mobile, and socially engaged. On the musculoskeletal side, movement plays a crucial role in maintaining muscle mass and function, what geriatric medicine calls preserving functional reserve. Sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss, begins subtly in middle age but accelerates with physical inactivity. Left unchecked, it leads to weakness, poor balance, and greater risk of falls and hospitalization. Yet even moderate, bodyweight-based activities like squatting to garden or carrying groceries can stimulate muscle protein synthesis and preserve motor coordination. Among active centenarians, muscle tone may not rival that of a young athlete, but the neuromuscular connection remains sharp. They can rise from chairs unaided, walk without assistance, and carry out the tasks of daily living with a degree of independence that many decades younger individuals struggle to maintain. There is also a psychological component. Regular movement is tied to improved mood, reduced symptoms of anxiety and depression, and better sleep, all factors that influence long-term brain and cardiovascular health. In aging populations, physical activity increases dopamine and serotonin levels, promotes circadian rhythm stability, and enhances feelings of competence and autonomy. These benefits are not incidental. They actively contribute to the preservation of the mind and body in later life. What is most striking is that the formality of exercise appears less important than its regularity and integration into daily life. Centenarians don't work out in the traditional sense. Instead, they move often for practical reasons and with consistency over decades. Their lives are built around functional movement, walking to a neighbor's house, harvesting vegetables, sweeping floors, standing while cooking, bending to tend plants. This kind of naturalistic exercise accumulates significant cardiovascular and musculoskeletal benefit without ever being labeled as exercise. Science increasingly supports this holistic model. Large studies, including those from the Harvard Aging Brain Initiative and the NIH, have found that moderate-intensity activity done daily, such as brisk walking, light gardening, or climbing stairs, can be just as protective for aging brains and hearts as more intense exercise performed sporadically. Even beginning activity later in life shows measurable gains in cognition, cardiovascular health, and lifespan extension, suggesting that it is never too late to move toward better aging. Ultimately, the story of movement in longevity is one of consistency and intention, not intensity. It affirms that the body, no matter its age, is adaptive and responsive. Muscles can be strengthened, brains can grow new connections, and blood vessels can regain flexibility, all through simple, daily acts of motion. In that sense, the quiet, enduring mobility of centenarians offers a roadmap not only for adding years to life, but for adding life to years.